in a hurry? Can't listen to an entire court report? Well, you're in the right spot. It's time for Court Report To Go.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the Court Report To Go. We don't have a lot of time. I'm your host, David Amboys, and let's get right to it. Scott Olson, hey, he was on fire this week. He won all three events. The first time it's ever happened in court history where a driver won all three events in the same week. Scott went on to win the ART at the Glen on Sunday night, defeating Mike Husby, John Dragonetti, Cody McCorkle, Alex Boffoli in 5th, James Gutta in 6th, Tim Silliman in 7th, Chris Sweat in 8th, Andrew Hayes in 9th, Morgan Murphy in 10th, Brian Sullivan in 11th, Julian Medore in 12th, Corey Stevens in 13th, and Johnny Williams in 14th. The standings in that series sees Alex Boffoli trail James Gutta by a single point heading to the Pocono Raceway next week. Should be a good one. That, of course, is happening Sunday. Sign-ups are on the CORTRacing.com forums. Then we headed over the Atlantic to the Silverstone circuit, and Scott won there again. He barely hung on to the lead, though, running out of fuel coming to the line to hold off Tim Silliman for the win at the London Court Trophy in Silverstone. Scott Olson with the win, Tim Silliman second, Alex Boffoli rounded out the podium, Mike Husby 4th, Scott Mullen with a good run in 5th, Tyler Tucker 6th, Cody McCorkle 7th, Sean Breitzman 8th, Andrew Hayes 9th, Will Roberts 10th, Kyle Young 11th, Brian Sullivan 12th, and David Amboys 13th. That series, the point standings are Tyler Tucker. He lost ground this week over Mike Husby. Husby was able to gain 4 points. Now that deficit is only 10 heading into the Grand Prix Americas next week. And then if that wasn't enough, Scott Olson decided to say, screw it, I'm going to go back to Watkins Glen and take the CORT National Cup Series event. Scott took home the win in the Budweiser at the Glen. He held off Corey Stevens, Brian Sullivan in 3rd, Julian Medore in 4th, Greg Netherwood in 5th, David Amboys with a surprising 6th place finish, Christian Kendall 7th, Mike Husby 8th, Cody McCorkle 9th, Joseph Servone 10th, Nathan Bowers 11th, Johnny Williams 12th, James Gutta 13th, Sean Breitzman 14th, more on that later, Riley Roush 15th, Will Roberts 16th, Tyler Tucker 17th, Steve Lovender 18th, John Dragonetti 19th, Stephen Taylor 20th, Andrew Hayes 21st. Patrick O'Toole was granted a provisional after he requested it on race day. Looking at the points, both Husby and Breitzman had rough nights, and it widened the point lead to an even 38 over Mike Husby is Julian Medore now. Sean Breitzman lost a lot of ground, and unfortunately it looks like that might be the end of his title hopes. He is now 53 points back with 3 races to go, remaining in the CORT National Cup Series standings. The CNCS heads to Pocono Raceway this upcoming Wednesday for the CORT National Cup Series 200, and then following that they head to Bristol, and of course, as every series, they will wrap up their season at Chicagoland. And while we're still on the topic of the CORT National Cup Series, I quickly want to mention that the series announced this week that it will have a presenting sponsor next season. WesHicks.net, which is currently on the American Racing Tour, will now be the presenting sponsor of the CORT National Cup Series. We are excited to announce this announcement here, and we are looking forward to great things in the future with WesHicks.net. Anyways, that's just about going to do it for us here on the Court Report To Go. I know I said this week would be a live court report, but unfortunately work came into play again, so I apologize for that, and next week isn't looking very good either. So it looks like this is probably going to be the way to go for the next few weeks, but I appreciate you listening nonetheless. But the nice thing about this short format is that we can go ahead and release one of these anytime we want. If there's a team news to mention, we can go ahead and release one. If there's a nice little tidbit on the forums, we can go ahead and release one. That's what's nice about this Court Report To Go format, and expect a lot more Court Report To Go's here to come. Anyways, I have been your host, David Amboys. I appreciate you listening, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. See you next week.